Terrifier from 2016 is a movie that doesn't have much of a plot. It's more or less a demonic clown who comes out on Halloween and stalks, tortures, and kills people. There isn't really much of a plot to it beyond that. And if there's a what do they call it? Any context, the clown's name is Art. So perhaps the movie has to do, is it some sort of critique of art? The movie opens with Art watching an interview on TV of the only victim to survive his Halloween massacre the year earlier, and then he kicks in the TV. And it's one of these old TVs, so I presume he's watching from hell. Then we see him putting on his makeup, and he goes out, and we are introduced to the first two characters, two drunk girls. Blonde drunk girl is too drunk to drive, and her friend tries to talk her into giving her the keys, which she does, but then the dark-haired friend says, well, I'm a little buzzed, let's go get some food and I'll be good to drive. And then they see this clown, and this clown stalks them to the restaurant. The blonde girl doesn't think anything of it, and she even has a selfie with Art the clown. And then Art makes a grotesque mess in the bathroom and gets kicked out. And the first two victims are the people who run the pizza parlor, which one screen happens off camera, but his head is turned into a jack-o'-lantern of sorts. Then the girls go back to the car. Their tires are slashed, and they call the dark-haired girl's sister to come and pick them up. But then the dark-haired girl, this is where it gets dumb, the dumb people making dumb decisions. She suddenly has to pee. A guy comes out of a building to smoke. She asks if she can use the bathroom, and it's the filthiest bathroom you ever saw when she does go in. And then it turns out there's some homeless woman living in the building, and she talks to her for a little bit instead of going back to the car. And in the meantime, Art comes to kidnap her friend. And from there, a lot of gore ensues. It's kind of intense. I would describe it as a Herschel Gordon Lewis movie with better effects. Maybe something along the lines of The Wizard of Gore. It's, even though The Wizard of Gore tries to give you more of a explanation for what Montauk the magician is doing. In this case, we don't really know. I'm just presuming that Art the clown is a demon because he appears to be a demon, and it's Halloween, and that's what happens on Halloween in some mythologies. So anyways, would I recommend this movie? I would say if you're a gore hound, you'll probably find something to enjoy here. If you like movies with a plot, you may not. It's not a standard slasher movie. It's silly. Some of the set pieces are really vile and disgusting. But overall, if Herschel Gordon Lewis is your thing, you might enjoy this film. I would give it a 4 out of 10. Next, I hope to watch Terrifier 2. Anyways, I watched this movie because it's streaming on Peacock, and Terrifier 2 is streaming on Prime if you have an interest in those movies. And that's in the United States. I have no idea what happens outside the United States. I have no idea what happens inside the United States these days, considering our media. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this review. Give a like if you did, and I will talk to you after I've watched Terrifier 2, which may be a few days, might be a month. I don't watch that much TV these days.